Hello again, this is Chris with WatchMojo.com. Now, in my interview with David Giraud, he had a lot to say about what's involved in actually conceptualizing a character and then eventually executing the character that will be used in-game. Let's have a listen and see exactly what's involved in this process.
Working in games, you really have to do something that someone else would want. You might think it's negative, it's pretty positive because you learn to really push yourself further and really trying to understand somebody else's idea and really trying to add as well. I mean, when we give it to the animator, it's in the basic T-stance. T-stance doesn't have a lot of emotion, so it's a lot about the gear, it's a lot about the appearance, the colors.
What exactly is ZBrush?
ZBrush is basically a 3D sculpting program, almost like drawing and sculpting at the same time, because you use the tablet, but you're still pushing the material. When I do work in it, it really feels like clay. I can really have fun with it.
So before, essentially, you're working with polygons to do that sort of level of work. So you'd have two basic points, or making triangles, and those shapes and those vertices points would eventually create a character, and you'd have to build around that. Where now you're taking a lump of clay, literally, in a sense, conceptual ball of clay, and you are molding and shaping that. So it gives it a certain organicness that maybe you didn't have the ability to work with before.
That's mostly for the high resolution, because we still push polygons around for the low res. There's still a bit of that involved, which is okay, but not what it used to be, which is really exciting.
Have you ever looked at a game and once you made the finished character and then seen it represented in game and really found there was a big difference in the compromises that had to be made versus what your original vision was?
It is different from the high resolution, but it's getting closer. I mean, once in a while you find that the game is just getting too heavy. That happens all the time, so very often they have to cut the textures to some degree, and that's where you're going to see some changes. It's still the same character, still have the same details, but not as crisp. So really, for me, the final product is the high res, which is not true. The final product is the low res, but the high res can be used for marketing, for cinematics very often. Even now with 3D printing, you can actually print collectibles, statues, and make prototypes of figurines.